Okay, so we're back on the Scrambler project, and we need to get to the, I guess it's transfer case, transmission. It's a lot of things. So we're going to need to remove the air box. This is the air cleaner. It also sucks in air up here so you don't get water in it when you go through like a river or something. We're going to pull off the gas tank. We're going to pull off the breather for the torque converter. We're going to pull off the torque converter, and hopefully we can get the transmission out without pulling off the rear axle. As you can see over here, to at least pull the transmission backwards, you need to get this out of the way, which is the whole rear, I guess it's called a fork, rear fork. No, yeah, and once again, you can see that crack there. It looks, yeah, it's not great. Though I'm hoping exhaust all this stuff off, and it'll come right out of there. So let's get all that out, and let's see what happens. Okay, so I got the cover and the airbox and fuel tank off. So this is how these four-wheelers drive. This is the clutch, and it's connected to the engine. And basically what we got here is a belt connected to a wheel that connects to the transmission. So basically what this has a bunch of little weights in it on these arms right here, and as they spin faster, it pushes this. I can push it a little. You can see it pushes this, and it makes contact and puts force on the belt, which then moves it forward. But as it gets faster and faster, it squeezes more and more, which makes this bigger. And the bigger this is, the faster this will go, because a bigger gear turning a big gear will make it swim faster. It's a bunch of physics stuff that I don't want to explain, but it's fine. It's fine. Just remember this moves and it makes this turn, which then the gearbox does. This is all fine. Just need to take it off to get the gearbox off. So I take that back. I think I may be able to get the transmission out by just unbolting the rear, because this cover, which I was planning on taking out, isn't actually connected to the transmission. It's just the actual drive itself. So there is a smaller bolt in here that connects to a shaft. And this big long thread, you're supposed to have a special tool, but I found this trailer ball hitch fits in there. So I'm going to thread that in and pop off this this wheel so I can pull the transmission out. Okay, so I literally had to stop the recording because it's now like maybe 7, and that took me 4 hours to get off. And basically what I just ended up doing is I had this, which threaded in, and I just kept putting a longer socket in so that this would just push whenever I threaded it in on this, and it would pop this off. But, you know, that took about 6 years to get off. And now maybe we can get it out. But I still need to get the chain off. I need to get the front drive shaft off. You can't really see that because it's dark. And exhaust and this linkage and whatever else bolts it on. And then we'll see if we can just pull her out. So it's been a while since I worked on this, but one thing I did find is this had a big crack in it, and when I put any pressure on it at all, it just broke in half. Which this is the cover to the primary clutch, which sits on the engine, and you know that's very stable. And this spins very fast. And I was thinking if this came off while that was spinning really fast and just went into someone's leg, that wouldn't be really good. Also, it's magnesium, so if it bounced around in here, it would catch on fire or spark, and that would be fun too. Though, I got this tool, which came in the mail, which is basically just a long threaded rod that threads into the clutch and pushes on the crankshaft while pulling on the clutch this way to pop the clutch off of the crankshaft, so I can get this shitty little plastic cover off so I can get the transmission out. With the transmission though, I am going to have to take the rear fork off, or at least pull the bolts for it, which is going to suck because that means I have to get the shock off, the brake lines off. The chain's already been quick disconnected because, you know, it is in 2 pieces, but so I just need to pull this off, cover off, not transmission, rear fork, suspension, whatever you call it, off, transmission hopefully out. Okay, so I got the primary clutch off. Basically what I used there was a bit of thread sealer, threaded it in, but I filled that with water, which then just water is non-compressible. So it's pushing against this, and it just popped off, like it flew off. So I got the plastic cover off. I saw this seal's all mangled, which is probably why we're getting water in here whenever this thing goes through water. So I'm probably going to replace this seal too. Well, I also noticed the seals on the U-joints are all ripped. So I'm probably going to have to replace those too. And now we can get to our control arm bolts, and we'll probably be able to pull the transmission out. And it is out.